back. Got to fix some more rust on the bed. It's right on the corners. I do got to clean this entire mess up first, but let me show you the rust we're working with. So I'm gonna cut all this out, make a whole new panel, weld it in, and I'll take you along with me for the ride. And there we go, a little cleaner, a little easier to work, get more stuff done more efficiently. Now I'm going to take an angle grinder and start cutting this metal out. I'll be cutting right on the scribed lines, right where I have it marked off. Doing the corner will be a pain, and matching this body line will also be a pain. Worth noting, it's not gonna be perfect. I mean, the metal's not even straight the way it is. Honestly, as long as I can get rust out, clean metal in, and get it sealed up properly so it doesn't rust again, it's a very low spot on the truck, so I'm not that worried about it. Don't forget your safety squints. Safety first. Oh, this is the broken one. They're $14 at Harbor Freight, and I go through them like candy. And now we got a new one. So as you can see, now we got that all cut out. That's why it started rusting out. It's because there's two pieces of metal sandwiched together, water gets stuck in there, and then rust forms. So we will be cleaning it, then we'll trace it, make a new panel. Now we can take our handy dandy file everything down, all the sharp edges, and make sure that when we trace the shape onto cardboard that we get an accurate trace so that it saves us some time in actually making the new panel fit in here. And there we go. All cleaned up, nice and smooth, no sharp edges. Now what I'll do is I'll put a flappy disc onto the grinder. I'll clean up some of the edges, get it down a nice bare metal so we have a good surface to work with. Then we'll get to making the new panel, and we'll be cutting that out of some 16 gauge steel, because 16 gauge is actually what the factory steel on the Mazda B2200 bed is from the 80s. The reason why I buy the Harbor Freight grinders and why I don't just buy a better quality grinder is I do get a lot of life out of these. I mean, in this truck, I only went through one, but typically for me, these will last anywhere from a year to 2 years, and they're $13.99 at Harbor Freight. That's why I don't really want to get a new grinder. It'd be nice to, but never really thought about it too much. I am now though, because one died on me. Now, maybe it's not a bad idea. Alright, now we got the metal all cleaned up. You just want to take the paint off far enough to where you start welding, it won't, start bubbling the paint, burning, smelling weird, and especially not contaminating your welds. That's pretty good, not too bad. Now, we need to get some metal, or cardboard actually. We'll get cardboard first. We will trace this shape onto the cardboard. Then we'll trace the cardboard onto the metal. We'll cut out the metal. And then it's all just trimming and test fitting from there until we weld it. Now we got cardboard and a Sharpie. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you aren't taking off too much and you have some excess, then you'll always be able to trim it down just to make sure that it fits as good as possible. Nice. That's our shape. So now we'll get a razor blade. We'll cut that out. If you stayed this far in the video, I really do appreciate it. I do have a serious question that I want to ask in regards to what engine I should put into this truck, and I really do want your opinion. I was roaming around the junkyard the other day, last Thursday, and I happened to find an RX-7 12A carbureted rotary engine. The goal was to LS swap this truck. I was going to get a 4.8 or a 5.3. I was going to get a TR6060 transmission and a Ford 8.8 rear end, shorten it. And the reason why I wanted it was, one, simplicity. Not that it's not that simple, but it's very well documented. It's very well documented, and it's expensive, but not crazy expensive for what you're actually getting out of the vehicle. 400 horsepower, dead reliable. Anything that can go wrong has probably happened to somebody. It's very well documented, right? Now, there's good write-ups on rotary swapping this truck too, but obviously rotaries are a little bit more finicky. Now, I've never had a rotary. I've never worked on rotaries. Loved them my whole life. I loved Mazdas my whole life. I've had, MX-3s, I've had Proteges, I've had Miatas. Now I have a, B2200 mini truck. But I'm stuck. Should I LS swap it and make power and make it a fun truck? I even debated on doing an independent rear suspension setup on this truck. Or should I rotary swap it? I don't have any defined goal for this truck. I just want it to be a fun truck. I want to drive it in summer, get miles off my car, just something fun to do, right? So it's not a definitive goal, but if I rotary swapped it, that'd be sweet. That'd be awesome. Like, people would love that. I'd love that. Just hearing it, experiencing it, just feeling it, it'd be sweet. I'd like it. But I do want to make some power too. And you can with the 12A rotaries. I'm stuck. If you can leave a comment, say what you see and what you think you'd want to see. I'm open to suggestion for sure, especially when it comes to engine swaps. I mean, the goal was I did want to make some power in this truck, take it to the dyno. Not that I wouldn't if I rotary swapped it, but if you can help me out with that, I would appreciate it. We got this shape cut out with the razor blade. Now, we need to go see how it fits on the actual truck. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a guide. It's really all you need it for. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So now that we have our shape traced out, we can transfer this onto a piece of metal with the Sharpie, and then we can cut that out, and then we can start trimming and making sure that it actually fits. This will do. So what we got? This is our shape right here, all nice and cut out. This is the piece of metal that we're using, 16 gauge, just like the truck. Butt that up there nicely. Then we can trace this on. We can cut that out of the metal, and then we can keep test fitting it, make sure that she actually fits. Got the metal in the vise. Need my safety squints. This is our hot piece of metal. Now let's go see if this shape is close enough. This is how we're looking. Almost. And the reason why is because I left so much excess. So now we trim it all down, clean it up a little bit, and get closer to it actually fitting. We trimmed it up just a little bit more, cleaned up the edges. Now she almost fits. Let me show you. So close. So you can see all the corners line up. Now it's just a matter of trimming it with the flappy wheel and just getting her to sit in there nicely. When you are making a panel and you're welding it in, when you weld something, the metal expands. So you need to take off just a little bit more metal than a perfect fit, just to account for the growth of the metal under thermal expansion. Not too shabby. It is lining up very, very well. We just gotta make sure we get enough space around it for when it expands and we weld it, bend the panel, then clean everything up, and then we'll start welding. We have the panel all trimmed down, nice and smooth, nice and clean. It fits in here very nicely, nice gaps on either side. Now we have to bend the panel. So I took a Sharpie and I made 2 marks for where the bend goes. So we will throw it in the vise, bend it, try our best to get this shape down. This side bends more than this side. So this is gonna be some trial and error. I did it before, already fixed this side, and I still have to do this side. Let's get bending this up. Should be about close. We'll test that out, see how it fits. We'll come back, bend some more. And I'm thinking that's probably pretty close. Look at that. It's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad at all. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but that is damn close. So that's good. Obviously, if we were to eyeball it from making this side flat, we definitely got a little bit of a ways to go because it's still hanging out there. But if we do measure it from where we bent and line up the edges, we're in pretty good shape. There. I bent the left side a little bit more than the right side. So let's see how that matches up. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Look at that. Let me get one of my magnets actually, see if I can get it to sit in there. I still got a little bit of bending to do. I want to follow this curve just a little bit more. It really doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to make sure that when the bed's back on, you can't really notice it. And with them so far down, like I really do doubt you'll actually notice it. The odds are pretty slim, but I do try to just make it look as good as possible. Now I'm just gonna keep tweaking with this, just keep making slight adjustments. I am pretty happy with this. I took pliers, rounded this edge a little bit right here, and she fits in there pretty nice. Clean up this metal, take the coating off, get it down to bare metal. I will also have to take the coating off the inside of here, which is what I hate the most. Man, I did it so much on this truck. It gets so old so fast. No matter what you use, it gums it up. It's such a pain. But I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and then we'll set up the welder and we'll get everything tacked in, and then I'll show you about stitch welding. This isn't really a how-to. I'm just kind of, I don't know, trying to make a YouTube video. Yeah, hopefully it all comes out good. Now I get to break out the Dremel, clean up the back of this panel of all the factory undercoating that was put on 40 years ago. Not fun. It smells terrible. I don't know what it is. Inside of the door frame on this truck, it says something about Zybark. It's a Zybark coating, and I Googled it before. It's like a rust preventative coating that they used on trucks back in the day. From what I can tell, it actually worked pretty well. The bottoms of these doors do have rust on them. Not on the outside, on the inside, which I tried to fix one, the passenger side. Oh no. Whatever it is, some nasty stuff. Now I'm gonna get some solvent. Got this metal all cleaned up, got this all cleaned up on both sides. So now we can get this fitted up and tack her in place. But first we have to set up the welder. The first tack isn't to weld it, it's just to get it sitting where I need it to be sitting. Let me show you, I just wanted to get it sitting where I needed it to sit, just to make it flush. This, I'm actually gonna bend once it's actually in there, but all of this is nice and smooth. That's what we're looking for. So, thin metals, really do gotta be careful not to blow a hole through them, especially where I just grinded. I did blow a little bit of a hole right there. Not too bad though, it's fixable. Now remember, it's not that you're trying to make any of these welds look nice. This is just getting the panel sitting where we want the panel sitting. Now we have everything sitting nice and smooth. I'm gonna grind some of this down, and then I'm gonna actually start stitch welding it and making sure that we're getting full penetration onto the other side. And then we will slowly stitch, managing the heat all the way until the panel is completely welded. We stitch welded it. Remember, it's not meant to look pretty. Whole point of auto body welding is to weld it, then make it look like it's not. We stitched it, managing heat, going all the way across, skipping areas, just trying to dissipate the heat evenly. The key thing is you need to make sure you're getting full penetration because we got to grind this down to smooth. So you need to make sure that on the back side, all the weld goes through and it's all connected. You don't want to have any pinholes, any seams, anything like that. So now I'm going to grind it down. If I see any pinholes or seams that didn't get all the way through, I'll hit them again, and then we'll see if we can grind it back down and make it as smooth as possible. Just grinded it down. I did find a couple little pinholes that do gotta weld up a little bit there. But all in all, she is looking pretty good. For knocking it out real quick, it's not terrible. I followed this curve very, very well with the bow that goes out, so that's nice. I'll cut this to match this shape, and then I'll prime it for the time being, just so I don't get any more rust that forms on the surface or anything like that. Pretty happy with how that came out. I worked the metal a little much right here, so it was getting a little thin. There's some imperfections there, but I'm just gonna let them go. Came out good. It's nice, it's smooth. It follows the curve that was naturally in the body. Could be better, but I'm definitely happy with it. I got one more to do, and that one went by pretty quick also, so last one should be pretty quick. Yeah, let me spray this up really quick. Then we'll take a look after it dries. Be in good shape. I actually didn't have any primer, but I did have some weld-through primer, so I was like, whatever, I'll slap that on. Came out pretty good, not too bad. You can see how like wonky and wavy this whole panel is, so it was difficult to actually get it to line up well, but no, it's not bad. But no, I'm pretty happy with that. Use some finishing putty on that. Should look pretty good, I'm not too worried about it. If you made it this far in the video, man, I appreciate it. Making YouTube videos is pretty difficult. Not easy, definitely not easy. I could have got this done faster, but setting everything up was a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. Let me know about if I should rotary swap or LS swap the Mazda B2200. I'm stuck. I really don't know what to do. It feels like I should just get the rotary out of the junkyard because they're hard to come by. Like, people don't just find those anymore. And this one is complete. Like, I had trouble opening the hood because the hood hasn't even been opened in so long. And it has the carbureted intake manifold and everything. It's killing me. I know I won't struggle to find an LS. That's the thing. LSs there's no time constraint on me finding an LS engine to put into this truck. But there is on a rotary like that. So let me know if you can drop a comment. I'd appreciate it greatly. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you tremendously. Leave comments. Happy to hear from you. And I'll see you guys again when I make the next video.